In this video, I want to talk about the notion of intelligent software agents. So, an agent is defined as a person who acts on behalf of another. Or another definition is a person or thing that takes an active role or produces a specific effect. So think about a thermostat. What does a thermostat do? It has an input, the room temperature, and it has functionality that it performs. To the output is to add heat or not add heat to a room, and the agent decides based on the rules, like where you've set the thermostat setting. If the temperature is less than 68, turn the heat on. If the temperature is greater than 72, turn the heat off. That's what the intelligent agent thermostat does. So this is the model of one type of an agent. So this is called a simple reflex agent. What that does is it looks up what it should do from a set of rules, and in response to its perception of the environment, it does something per that set of rules. And it impacts, in this case, we're talking about software, so it'll impact a software application. So this is a very simple model of an intelligent agent. There are other models of an intelligent agent, model-based reflex agent and a goal-based agent. I'm not going to explain these. I'm going to do more basic stuff. So here you see what an agent can do. So I'll demonstrate this in a second, but basically what you see here is you see a disclosure, and the disclosure has a bunch of numbers, and those numbers foot and crosscast. Okay, what an agent will do is watch over the math and make sure that the numbers add up. So there are different mathematical patterns in reports, financial reports, and this expert system of creating reports understands all of those patterns. It understands a roll up. It understands a roll forward, which is different than a roll up. It understands an adjustment or a restatement where an error was created and you have to adjust to a new value. Variances, basically all the patterns that you find in a report are covered. So another thing that the software does is, this is a subtlety, and I'll demonstrate this. If you look on the left, you notice that here the interface allows you to adjust the model. So you could take that disclosure line item, other property, plant, and equipment, and move it up or move it down depending upon wherever you want it in the report. So if you look at the right, you notice that when I click on the bottom, property, plant, equipment, net, the software understands that that is the total, and you don't put the total on the top or in the middle, it goes in the bottom. And the software knows that, and that functionality is built into the software. So it is a smart agent. It helps the user do the right things and not allow them to do illogical or illegal things. So another thing that the software does is it uses these rules to help the user of the application do things like find the correct concepts from, the US GAAP taxonomy has got like 17,000 concepts, and finding those just from a list is not that helpful. But if you have a graph that is organized properly, you can filter and search and sort and navigate this graph and find concepts in a more helpful way. That's not built in yet, but we're getting to that point. It also helps you make sure you put the concepts in the right spot. So if you're, for example, creating a cash flow statement, and accountants know that cash flow statement have 3 sections: operating cash flows, financing cash flows, and investing cash flows. You don't want to use an operating cash flow item down in the financing or vice versa, and the application will help you do that. Other things, so this is not an XBRL application, although it will generate XBRL. So what it does is it uses the model that you create to automatically generate the XBRL presentation relations, the XBRL calculation relations, and the XBRL definition relations just by doing one thing. You don't have to do it 3 times. It will not let you do anything illogical or illegal. It watches over what you're doing with a set of fundamental accounting concepts that are cross-checks to make sure that you have not used a concept in the wrong spot, because if you have, the application will detect it because the numbers will not add up the way that they need to. Disclosure checklist conformance. So it sees if you're complying with the disclosure rules and requiring the proper disclosures. And let's see, what's the last one? Report element selection per financial reporting scheme rules. That's what I was talking about, the type, subtype, that graph here. So let me show you some of these things. So again, here, if I view this fragment, so if I go in here and I change this number, now it's obviously wrong. It tells you that it's wrong, so you can go and fix it. And when I do fix it, everything turns green again. So here, in this other report, if I want to edit this, notice that when I'm on this concept, I can move it up or down. It actually won't let me move it down because it knows this is kind of like a little flaw, but it's not that big of a deal. It has the right functionality. Or here, I can move it up and notice how it changes in here. Or I can move it down. But this one, I cannot move it up or down because it's a total. It belongs to the bottom. So again, this is just an example of intelligent agent functionality that is built into the software. And the agents work using rules. There's no machine learning involved here yet. Machine learning is useful, but first you have to have a bunch of rules that the machine can actually learn something useful. But we're not at that point yet. But that will be coming, down the road. And I will stop there for now. But that'll give you an idea of what intelligent agents do.